Hello, everyone. Welcome to another Sip and Chill with the lovely Tugs, of course. Sorry, wrong side.
I know you're backwards.
Myself, I'm okay. I'm just here. And we have the birthday boy.
Woo!
3 days later. And he's alive.
It's still your birthday, though.
I am here. I'm alive. I am up.
Yep.
Yeah. Yes.
It's so funny. No, go ahead.
I was going to say, do you want me to talk about it?
Yeah, let's do it. So on Sunday was Max's birthday stream, which we had so much fun. But I'll let Max tell the ending of the night.
I wish we had clips to play as you're discussing this story, to be honest. We didn't think that through. We did not think that through.
Well, wait. Before we even get to the end, how many shots? And not just single shots. That glass.
What glass? Was it a double shot glass?
Double.
So that's just the shot glass that I had. And so I just thought, it's just a regular shot glass. I'll just take shots from this. But I held it up to the camera and everyone kept saying like, oh, thank you, Frank. Everyone kept saying like, Max, that's a double. And I was like, well, bombs away.
He's having a go for it.
We just kept throwing it back. I had whiskey and vodka. And then I had
that's
beer and beer.
And about 4 beers. And over the course of the night, I think Lady Gravemaster, I think, counted about 9 shots over the course of that. I think the live stream was about 2.5 hours. At least
almost 3 hours.
The majority of the super chats came in for the first 2 hours. So it was quite the night. So it ended with me being very sick. Sick all over my carpet, sick all over my sink.
Carpet, it takes so long for that smell to get out too.
Yes, it does.
I've been you guys know me. When we were in Dallas and everything, I'm very diligent about being like very clean. So it has been a nightmare for me because I'm just like my OCD of being cleanliness, my cleanliness, but it's all good.
Did you do the baking soda or the cat litter trick?
Oh, what's that?
When you get sick for the first time, so if you were by yourself, it probably wouldn't have been as easy. But when you get sick, you put cat litter on it. It absorbs it, and then you can just scoop it, and it helps with the smell. And
I bet he wish he knew that.
Yeah,
because I have tons of cat litter.
Yeah, next time just aim for the litter box.
you know me. Oh my gosh.
That next time, you know where to go.
Listen.
Hopefully, there won't ever be a next time.
When you're mixing light and dark, you probably would have been okay if you had picked one, but you were doing whiskey and vodka, which are two completely sides of the spectrum.
I just said, you know what? We're gonna have fun, and we did. And to be fair, I had so much fun the other night, and it's a testament to you guys. It's a testament to everyone who was in the chat. We had 10 people on the panel for almost the entire 3 hours. It was awesome. So I know that we were missing one, and it was you. So
it was me. I was the loser.
No.
I was a loser. You're just busy, and you had a life.
You actually,
It has its pros and cons. Okay, the con is not getting completely crap faced with Max on his birthday, but the pro is I went to a bridal shower and had fun.
And I'm glad that you did, because you can relive what we saw the live stream is still up, so you guys can still go watch it.
You can go
So.
watch it, and we better relive it. We better relive it at my wedding too.
Oh, their wedding bell.
I want you guys to get max wasted. No, not yet, but in the future. I want you guys to get max girl wasted. Is what I want.
Max girl wasted. You hear that?
I don't want girl wasted. It's max girl wasted.
It's a different type of wasted. I love it. I love it.
So are all of our alter egos like Max with 3 X's and X-Ray with 3 X's and
I don't have one. I need to get an alter ego.
It would be
I'm trying to think.
I know.
Trying to think. A play off your name. We'll get there.
1G instead of 2.
You have the cool hugs for tugs. I'm like, I need something like that.
Oh, do you? Oh, you'll have to drop your name. Who could that be? I wonder.
I wonder who that could be.
He's gonna
really do. Oh my God, Max Girl Wasted. Slay
queen.
Are you Max Girl Wasted down there? What are you doing?
Tugs with 3 G's because you're the OG. There we go. So it sounds like you had a really good birthday. I'm glad for that. And
did you get any good presents from your fam bams? Did you get presents?
Well, honestly, one of the biggest, and this is going to sound cheesy or whatnot, but just having so many people come out for that evening was just so much fun that I was like, I could take this and be totally happy. Some other stuff though that I ended up getting. So you guys know I'm in my master's program right now, and transitioning over from like my activewear stuff, which is just very athletic, it's very like everyday sort of style, to now more of a business casual. So my mom and dad ended up getting me a brand new suit, so that's great.
I think you should go change into your suit right now.
Right?
No.
Make sure you tag
I have my goatee.
Yeah, it's fine. I think chat would rather see you in a suit.
I can do just the top half if you want.
Oh my God. No. Before you go. No, you don't have to. This question
it's
here.
It's up to you
Sean,
guys.
Did you get some birthday booty call?
No, unfortunately.
I would say a gentleman doesn't kiss and tell.
Or sex and tell.
Yeah. And well, the sex is implied in the kiss. You know what I mean? No, kiss could mean a lot of different things.
That's true.
I guess which part are you kissing? All right, here we go. So
wait, where'd it go? Where'd it go? There it is. Poor Choices is now Triple X and the G Twins.
Oh.
Hey, I love that.
I like that. Uggs for tugs. I love Uggs. So yeah, size 6. Thanks.
Oh, okay.
Small feet. Oh my goodness.
Like the real tall ones that go up to your knee, or like the quarter.
Either way, it doesn't matter. I like the fluffy. I have a pair of, they're like a silver sparkly color, and I love them, but I can't wear them with every outfit. So a more normal color would be nice.
Goodness.
Okay.
All right.
Topics, I promise. But happy birthday, Matt.
6 is small. Okay.
Thank you.
Yes. Welcome to your 30s.
Kids' shoes. So
you started off your 30s with a hangover.
How? It's really the best way to start your 30s.
Not just a hangover, but like being physically ill. Like legitimately, I felt poisoned. Like my body was just sweating and achy, and I was like, I'm going to die. That was just my thought process. So
welcome to your 30s.
Yeah,
excellent
and that
way
lasts
to start my
way
30s.
Longer every year that
passes.
Oh
God, yeah. So. Wait until next year when you party hardy, and instead of just the day or a few hours, I don't know how long it lasts for you. It's like 2 days, and then you hit 35 like me, and you're like 3 days later, just like
what
4
the
days
heck?
later. Why? Depending on what you drank. Why? I get the wine flu now sometimes, and I never used to get the wine flu. Oh, God.
I know, and I love wine. Why? Why? Did my door close?
All good things are bad for us.
My door?
My door.
Your door?
I thought it was open. It's closed. Do I have a ghost?
You must
It's
have
the
a
lizard
ghost.
people.
It's the lizard people. Watch out for the lady on the plane.
That guy is not real.
No.
Sorry. For those who don't know, because literally I just found out like 10 minutes ago, the video of the lady on the plane. So
yeah, she's
was...
I believe her personally. Until I see otherwise, I believe her.
Oh, Mark's arm. Okay, thank God.
Oh.
I didn't even notice that's how like entrenched in this conversation I am.
I didn't see that.
No.
Oh my gosh.
I'm gonna rewatch the stream and I'm gonna be like, enhance.
Arm.
And I'm gonna go into the arm and look their scales. It's a lizard.
Oh my God, that got me.
Somebody's gonna clip that of you being like, did my door close? Was it a ghost? Then it's gonna be what's that circus music that goes back, and it's gonna be a backwards clip of the arm
with the arm like reaching through.
Like the womp womp music or whatever it is.
I guess
womp
we will
womp.
have to see at some point. So I guess let's get into some of our topics. A onesie party. One day.
Not today. It's 115. Thank you so much.
So Tug sent me a couple articles meaning tweets, but I haven't looked into this. This is gonna be interesting, but I already have thoughts on just this little screen here.
Oh my gosh,
so
poor woman.
Pride comes before a fall. Freeze your eggs, free your career. A new fertility procedure gives women more choices in the quest to have it all. And oh God, I can't read that.
Same woman.
What?
Yeah. That's why it's even more like womp womp. So she froze her eggs in her 30s. There was like 30 of them or 20 of them, and not a single one
was viable. Oh, that's sad.
A bunch of them like died in the freezer.
Oh,
and
no.
Yeah. So here. She is now stuck.
Shoot.
I don't know.
Let me just go. I downloaded the
How old is she now, Tugs?
I think she's in her 40s, but I don't know if it says when she started. Let's zoomies and read. There we go. Good.
Okay. So cruel twist of fate for a single woman who froze her eggs in her 30s to free her career. Last year, with her 45th birthday looming and no sign of Mr. Right, Bridget Adams excitedly unfroze the 11 eggs and selected a sperm donor. Oh my God. Bridget Adams caused the sensation 4 years ago when she appeared on the cover of Bloomberg Business Week. And oh, dang. Under the headline, Freeze Your Eggs for Your Career. She was single and blonde, a Vassar graduate who spoke fluent Italian and was working in tech marketing for a number of prestigious companies. Her story was one of empowerment, how a new fertility procedure was giving women more choices, as the magazine noted provocatively, in the quest to have it all. Ooh, okay. Adams remembers feeling a wonderful sense of freedom after she froze her eggs in the late 30s, despite the $19,000 cost.
Oh my God.
For only 11 eggs. That's it. Only 11 eggs.
Yeah.
So does she, like, is there any, like, what's the word I'm looking for? Does she get any of that money back? Like, is there insurance with something like this, like healthcare or anything?
Probably not. The money goes towards the healthcare costs to extract the eggs, the procedures, the drugs, the cost of carrying the eggs. Maybe she went with a bad company.
I don't know. That I don't know, but it's eggs.
That
2 eggs failed to survive the thawing process. Oh yeah, we'll get there, but yeah.
Yeah.
Because that's $19K just
for nothing.
Gone.
Yeah.
Gone.
And who knows what else, like laparoscopic surgery, the pain, when women go on these drugs to get the eggs extracted so that you can have not just one viable follicle. What they do is they get more. So you're on hyper mode. Imagine your premenstrual hormones, but like times 10. At least that's what I hear.
Oof.
Her plan was to work a few more years, find a great guy to marry, and still have a house full of her own children. Things didn't turn out the way she hoped. In 2017, with her 45th birthday and no sign of Mr. Right, she decided to start her own family. She excitedly unfroze the 11 eggs she had stored and selected a sperm donor. I feel so bad. 2 eggs failed to survive the thawing process. 3 more failed to fertilize. That left 6 of them, with 5 appearing to be abnormal. The last one was implanted in her uterus on the morning of March 7th. She got the devastating news that it too had failed. Oh, so not all of them died in the process.
No.
Like of unthawing. I thought that they died in the fridge, to be honest. Excuse me.
Bless you.
Adams was not pregnant, and her chances of carrying her genetic child had just dropped to near 0. She remembers screaming like a wild animal, throwing books, papers, her laptop, and collapsing to the ground. Oof.
Oh my goodness.
All right. Initial thoughts on this.
Oof.
This is a sad story.
It is sad. It is sad. It's a sad story all around. It really is. I feel bad for those little eggies. They were like, "We're cold. Let us out."
Yeah. And realistically, it's like it feels so empowering to have a choice and have both things, right? And I get why she wanted to do it all. It's just the way life is, unfortunately, when you're an older woman, and the process of that. I actually am kind of glad most of them survived the unthawing process. It just sucks that.
Yeah. But that also kind of gives you a glimpse into, at least in my opinion, what I got out of reading that too was, I know in her case they were frozen, so it's kind of a weird circumstance, but out of all of those, 5 were abnormal. 2 of them just were like, we're not going to wake back up. The one didn't stick, and 1 failed, outside of the, like, what? So what does that tell you about the eggs that are in a woman's body? Like, this is why we don't always get pregnant, right? You know what I mean? Like, hello. So, and you're trying to do this artificially, which is even less like, I know Paris Hilton, was it Paris Hilton froze like 30 eggs or 60 eggs or something ridiculous. And that must have cost her a bunch of money. And she's got 1 or 2 that maybe will stick or something. Like, it's just crazy to think about.
Yeah. Crazy. I do remember a stat that if you have, from a reality show, by the way, if you have the eggs fertilized, they will likelier survive the process.
Oh yeah, like if you have a sperm donor and fertilize them first. I've heard that too.
But yeah, that's insane. So I don't know how many times she actually did the process to get the eggs that she had initially, but I think this tale will, like, hopefully a cautionary tale for some women that are on the younger side. Like, don't rely on the science to help have these options for you. If you want kids and a career, you're gonna maybe have to choose one. And for her, she thought she had a choice, but it kind of really wasn't in the end. And my question is to her, and I don't think we'll ever get the answer, is like, was it worth it to have that career?
I would say, judging by her reaction, no. With the screaming, crying, throwing up thing, I would judge by no. It's sad. The whole thing is a sad situation all around.
I'd say
if you felt that she had to do that, my only option is this, instead of trying to navigate both or doing pregnancy young and career later. You can always get a job. I don't know what do I.
Yeah.
And I was going to ask, is it called artificial insemination, where the sperm donor that she chose, they just utilize that to for her own, like, did she get a hysterectomy is what I'm asking?
Oh, no, because she wanted to have a baby, and so she still has her uterus from the sounds of it in the article.
Okay.
Otherwise she wouldn't be able to get pregnant. So
yeah, they wouldn't have been able to implant her.
Oh.
But she's not making any eggs on her own, like after she froze.
So what happens is, if you freeze the eggs at, say, 35 and she's 41 at this point, 45. Oh, okay. So the eggs are, in theory, the eggs are only 35 years old, versus when you're 45, there's likelier chances of issues, genetic issues, the longer they are in your body or as they age. So they'll likely have less genetic diseases when they get fertilized. But we can also see this happening as well. BB asks, is it really that simple, one or the other? No, I meant in her, according to this article, it was one or the other, but she wanted both. So she froze the eggs so that she could have both in her particular circumstances at 35 years old.
Yeah. I wonder if she had done it in her 20s, it probably would have been.
Oh, in your 20s, you would have been able to harvest way more. So I had a thought that, like, if I ever had a girl and 19, she maybe wanted kids. I mean, like, if she wanted an option to do a sweep of one round of harvesting, you could get, I don't know, 20 eggs pretty easily. Whereas, like, when you're older, there's not as many that will turn up that are good to freeze. But I mean, she's lucky she got 11 eggs. Like, that's actually quite a bit.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah, younger eggs taken are better survival rates.
So. I love how Brian knows all of these things about it.
Oh my God. John says, let's start a GoFundMe for her. We can get the sperm from Asper. This new R&B for his intellect, Max for his manliness, Gary for his beard, and Young Ripa for his arm hair.
This is like the most high T God tier man. This would be the Sigma male alpha of all men. This is just all of the good qualities from all of us.
We're not very far from customizing our babies at that point, honestly.
Oh my goodness.
Ethically, it's not good to do though, unfortunately. So we're kind of already doing it right now though. What is this? MTB Steve. I have a high school classmate who gave birth to her daughter at 43 to 44 after 1 or 2 in vitro attempts. She couldn't be happier. And that's an option for her too, but she doesn't have a man to impregnate.
Right. Yeah, she doesn't even have a guy.
Or, I mean, she could turkey-baste. You pay for a sperm donor and turkey-baste it.
That's what I was wondering. I was wondering if they could just do that with this woman that we were just talking about. But like,
they probably could.
Yeah. For any women that though feel like they're hopeless after reading something like this, I'll say that my mom and dad had me when they were in their 40s, like not like at 40, like we're talking 43, I think. So they were a good, couple of years in their 40s and they had me naturally. So like, I know that's very rare, but it happens. And there is hope. And I turned out okay, I guess. No, I'm
fairly normal. The poor thing we're still on the fence about, but
there are some things about me that people question a lot, so it's fair. It's fair.
Yeah, your eggs are very vital when you get younger. Everybody knows as a whole. Like I had somebody I worked with at the Venetian. She was in her mid-30s when she got pregnant. A fluke kind of thing, and because her eggs were dropping differently, because as we age, they will drop a different, like let's say they drop one your whole life, they'll drop like 2s, or they can change. Apparently, I didn't know that. She ended up pregnant with twins.
Oh.
And she has no twins in her family. And the dad has 0 twins in the family. I don't know. Yeah, they were girls, so yeah, fraternal. The father had no twins in his family, just came up out of nowhere, and the doctor was like, well, you're older and your eggs drop at different rates and you just got lucky. Yeah, you. And I was like, oh my God. So
yeah. I don't know. I guess in a sense it is a cautionary tale, but also don't 100% put all your eggs in one basket type of thing.
Freezer.
Yeah, or all your eggs in one freezer, maybe.
All your eggs in one freezer.
So I think she still can have kids, and worst comes to worst, just adopt. Like if you really want a kid, there's lots of kids out there that need love, and I mean,
we all saw The Sound of Freedom. Okay, go adopt a poor child.
Yeah.
No. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Oops, let me ask you guys this though, because this may be, because this is definitely more of a article or a story that kind of hits women probably a little bit closer to home than men. You guys may be able to relate to this more so, but when you guys read this in terms of what we're experiencing with modern day feminism, do you think that had any part to play within her decision making? And do you think that there is a bit of social pressure or cultural pressure or workplace pressure for her to say, I need to work on my career? And it's like, for 15 years, you're going to work on your career and like have nothing to show for it. So it's tough. But yeah, what do you guys think
I
about that?
mean, not necessarily that she has nothing to show for it, because I'm sure like her position is probably pretty good. I mean, she's in a magazine,
I hope.
business magazine, so she is doing well in her, I think it was marketing. But it just, with a lot of feminism, we want it all, like to have like a family, but also have a career and have freedom and independence. And I get that. I get that. But it's funny. It's like definitions of independence. Being married is not independent. I don't necessarily agree with that, because you still have a lot of independence in a marriage. You just have someone to be loyal to, but at the same time accountable. I think that's the word I was trying to find, accountable to. So people kind of equate that as like the ball and chain. I don't think that's, it's unfortunate, but and when you concentrate on a career, you don't have time. Like, you think about that scenario about men who have a career, their wives are at home, they never see them. So think about that in like the opposite way. If the woman is never at home either, it's like, how can you have a relationship like that? And I'm saying on both sides. It's not just the one, both sides. So if she's like a busy exec, she doesn't have time for a relationship. She doesn't have time for kids.
Right. Well, that's a problem too, because if you math it, and I'm terrible at math, but if she was 45 in 2017, that would put her born in the late 60s, early 70s. And what was at the height of the 60s and 70s? That whole feminism, they were pushing birth control like crazy. The 80s was full of women going to work, like free love, free boobies, all of that stuff. So I think it actually was 100% had a big, huge part to play. Absolutely. Absolutely. She was like, oh, I can do this and I don't need no man. And I mean, kudos to her for thinking about it, at all. There's a lot of women that don't do that. They don't think about it, but she did. So kudos for her for trying. But yeah, and then, and then we all know this, you turn around and the year's gone, and then the next year's gone, and the next year's gone. And, you blink and time waits for no man or woman. And it even says in the article that wasn't what happened. And all of a sudden she was 45 and like, oh crap.
Yeah.
It's just sad. It's all sad. Stop doing that, ladies. Jeez.
Well, what's hard is like, if you were to kind of, were even able to go back, like, what would she change? Would she change it? I don't know, because
maybe younger freezing, maybe try and find somebody. I don't know. So that at the very least she's not alone through the process. Like, I can't imagine how heartbreaking that is.
Who knows? Who knows? I just I would never have taken the steps that she did. If I really wanted kids, I would have, and we'll go with the red pill kind of answer on this, but would have made it my goal to find someone who I wanted to have kids with and concentrate on that versus my career. You can have a good job. You don't have to have a high power career to be able to afford living. Okay. You can move to a smaller town and stuff like that. There's options that, like, you can have a good life, but you want to live in the city. You want to have that high job. You want to have that nice place, a nice car. Is it worth it? I don't necessarily think so if you want a family, because all that goes out the door anyways once you become a mom.
Right. And I think a lot of women will say like, well, I can still keep my position and take care of the kid. And it's like, there will have to be some sacrifice. And it's like, I think that it would have been selfish to think for her to think that, I won't have to make any sacrifices once this kid comes into the world, because no, that kid is your world once it gets here, and
exactly.
So
your life has to take some sacrifice somewhere, depending on what you want to concentrate on. So you gotta do what you gotta do. Yeah.
But you're right, X-Ray. Like I think a lot of girls and even guys, I'm sure, like could say, you know what, I'm getting a little bit older. I have an established career. I'm totally fine with where I'm at. But what I really need to start focusing on is like maybe how I look, how I present myself, how I communicate with people, because maybe those things are going to be how I get a girl or how I get a guy. And those things, like you can work on yourself to be more attractive or more what's the word I'm looking for? I don't know. Yeah, just more attractive to the
Raising
opposite
the
sex.
bar.
Yeah. So but yeah.
I was gonna say, I honestly think that, like, thinking back to last week's stream with Andrew, this should start like super early when you're in your late teens. Start actually talking to people, being relatable, be able to talk to people as friends, and that will actually stem into relationships much easier. And I don't know, with this lady, who knows if she's actually easy to talk to. Maybe,
I
maybe
mean,
not.
if you're working in marketing, if and to land on a cover, that would mean she, at least to me, to land on the cover of something like that would tell me that she was maybe one of the first or one of the very first few women in a very high power in a marketing firm or something like that. So that means she has balls, and that means she's got very masculine energy. She can probably fight on Wall Street, that kind of thing. And kudos. Absolutely, you have to, because marketing is a man's world, and it is hard to get in there as well, anybody, but especially a woman, especially, years ago. Now we're as a whole a little bit tougher, and maybe that works better. But to get that high to the top, like, you have to fight for it in general, and especially as a woman, especially over the last 40 years. So she would have to have
Yeah,
you would have to have some cojones, and that means that she is strong, and she probably bites back, and she says, oh, well, you're this and you're that, and I don't need you and I don't need me. Or maybe she said, I want this and this and this, and the guys were like, I don't know about that. We just don't know. But I mean, to get to where she's at as a woman, just in general, you have to be
B-Bean, this goes back to Chelsea Handler. She made the choice.
Yeah.
Everyone says she's not happy. Hey, that's another different type of situation.
You can see it. That poor girl.
Tugs, you bring up a good point that even Baggage Claim had talked about, like when I had her on the channel a couple weeks back, and I was asking her about kind of her career and her path before YouTube or whatever, and but she was talking about that there was a moment where she had to speak up in front of a large group of her coworkers, which were largely men, and one of the individuals from the HR department kind of pulled her over before she had to speak, and they said, here's the deal. If you address this and you come at them from a place of, we need to do this, and here's the things that we need to get done, and blah, 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 you are going to get called a bitch, and you're going to get called aggressive, and you're going to get called bratty and bossy and blah, all this stuff. And that's just the nature of it. Just by you telling them how something needs to be, this is how it's going to come across. And I'm sorry, but that's just how it is. Same thing with, if a man came across as more agreeable, people would call him a pussy and a beta male and a bitch and all this stuff. So it goes both ways, but how you present yourself in the workplace can be extremely harsh sometimes. And and it just depends. So
absolutely.
I like working in my department I work at. It's so much easier. Oh my goodness.
HR has always been dominated by females because we're more empathetic. Yeah. And I'm not saying they aren't dominated now, but I'm just saying, like, over the years, it's gotten more now.
But he's saying PR and marketing too.
They are now. But when she was coming up in it, I don't think I could be wrong. I wasn't alive then, but I was she's older than me. But I think that she probably had to fight for it, depending on where she's from. Like, who knows? But yeah. Hi, Wicked.
Yeah. Well, I guess I don't think we'll ever have a follow-up from her, but everyone in the comments they're like
roasting her.
Yeah, that's the word. Sad tale. Oh my gosh, I love this one. This is why there's villain arcs.
Oh,
yeah, no kidding.
Oh no, I mean, that did start the Scarlet Witch.
That's true.
She would just start burning down like all the hospitals and all the places that have these frozen eggs. If I can't have kids, no one will. And she just starts,
Oh no.
Oh my god.
Oh my gosh. Definitely a cautionary tale for that one, at least.
Yeah.
So another one Tug sent, a lot of the we talked about this for a few weeks, but the Pearl 2535 looks type of tweets that have been coming up. And I don't know, Max, what do you feel about this picture?
Oh,
Pretty?
I've been
Not
seeing this
pretty?
go. I've been seeing this go around today.
Our queen.
Before we say anything, can you scroll down and find one of the comments where it's just his face? Yeah,
Oh
right there.
God, yeah.
Whose face?
The poster.
The poster's face.
This might
Let's
be
just
it.
look at this.
This might be it.
Yeah. Can we just? I mean, that's all
My
you
guy.
need to say. That's all you need to say.
Yeah. If he looked like Brad Pitt and he was saying that, maybe we might take his opinion into consideration.
Oh my God, look at that. Okay, 14.1 ratioed so hard.
Ratioed hard.
Oh no. Okay, I look at this picture. She's wearing makeup. Or she's wearing some sort of like permanent, semi-permanent makeup. She has her eyelashes still curled up. You can see it.
Yeah.
She is for sure still wearing something. Even her lips look like. So I don't think she's necessarily wearing no makeup.
Like that theater makeup that all the celebrities wear. It's not that kind of a makeup.
Yeah.
It's just very light. This is probably what she looks like on the weekends, running to the store or having brunch with the girls. Like, I wish.
Yeah.
Dang.
I was about to say, I don't think she's mid in this photo. I still think she's actually quite pretty. So I don't know what he was trying to get at.
But those of you who don't know, mid, because I had to tell this to CJ earlier. Shout out to CJ. He's like, mid is as average, the middle. That's not bad. I said, no. I said, mid is now, it's a new slang that these generation Tide Pod kids have come up with, and it's mediocre. It means mediocre or below average. So him calling her mid is saying that she's mediocre. I'm like, listen, on a bad day, Margot Robbie is at least an 8, okay, compared to the rest of us. Like, come on, bruh.
Yeah, Max, what do you think? 10 rate out of 10.
There are a lot of actresses that I don't think are attractive in Hollywood. For example, Megan Fox. Oh, sure. I do not think that she's naturally beautiful. I think that she has way too much work done. And even when she was natural, she still looked quite fake. And so I never found myself being very attracted to her. This photo of Margot Robbie is both classically beautiful and yet modern beautiful. There's a sense of like moderation, and yet like I don't know, it's so, there's like symmetry to her face, but also this very like kind, beautiful, very very like feminine nature to her. I think she's absolutely gorgeous. On even on a bad day, she's still a 10. And it's not like, oh, she's so hot, bro. It's like, I just think she's classically beautiful. And I think there's a difference. Like, women tend to call guys like cute, but depending on their inflection of cute, that's how hot the guy is. So they'll be like, oh, he's cute, which is like, oh, he's more good looking. Yeah. If she's like, oh, he's cute, it's like, oh, okay, he's not bad looking. But for guys, we utilize our terminology. So like beautiful, hot, sexy, gorgeous are all different styles of women, right? At least I think so. But to answer though, I think she's freaking gorgeous. I think she's very classically beautiful. And this dude is an absolute idiot.
Yeah.
Some Norwegian guy, listen, you find me that person and I just want to talk.
Yeah.
Someone on Twitter called Henry Cavill mid 2. If Margot Robbie and Henry Cavill are mediocre looking, then what the no, but really. I mean, they're above average anyway.
I'm like a -5 if they're mid.
Right? Sorry. Mediocre or below average, whichever one you want to use. Like that, what? What does that make the rest of us? Jeez, though. I think we all agree she's an above average looking human being. We all saw Wolf of Wall Street, okay?
Oh my God. Oh, absolutely gorgeous. I think it was let me see, let me find it. Brittany Venti posted posted a picture of Margot Robbie at 25 versus 33,
which she is now, by the way. She's 33 now. I agree there's no such thing as a 10 because nobody's perfect, but I get where people are going with it.
She's barely changed.
I can't even talk, honestly. She's Tanner. And
she's Tanner. That's it. And she's dyed her hair and changed her part.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. And she's gotten like, you can tell that she's matured. You know, doesn't have that baby face anymore. Oh, wow. Bummer. Shall we compare mine? Jeez Louise. I'm just saying, people who don't understand above average beauty are just insulting, and I don't understand why. Small PP energy. Jeez Louise. Good.
You know what? You know what's so funny though is that I don't understand this whole notion of these like really unattractive guys that think that I'm gonna be an alpha male by calling other women ugly. Does that make sense? So, like for example, the guy who posted today about the Margot Robbie thing is like objectively unattractive. Like, I think anyone can look at him and go like, yeah, he doesn't come across as a culturally or socially like in today's culture, he doesn't look very attractive. And yet he probably wants to feel like he's alpha or sigma by like putting down someone like Margot Robbie. I don't know. I don't get what his angle was.
I think a part of it is Twitter likes and all that. That's a part of it. And then another part is it is a form of bullying to make yourself feel better.
Yeah.
And people do that because it's like, if I can put someone down, I'll feel better about myself. And that shows a lot about who you are as a person. Because I don't want to put like, sure, I think the only person that I can think of that I've maybe been like a bit more aggressive is Pearl, but she puts that energy out there. I'm gonna match her energy. So it's fine. Like, but like I try not to bully people and say mean things. Like if it comes out, please call me out on it. I would love to hear it. But envy. Maybe he's just envious of all the stuff that she has and built a career on her looks and her talents. Let's just say she has talent as well.
Or he's just teasing.
Or like he wants her to notice him and then be like, oh, who's this guy calling me out? I'm interested now.
All I'm saying is she's the married one, and I'm pretty sure he responds to somebody for all the comments that he's got on there. He's like, I get women every night. So insinuating that he's still single. So who's the real winner here?
A lot of women find Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk attractive. They find their wallets attractive.
Yeah. They have no physical attraction to those men other than just
their wealth.
Well, and they've got Jeff Bezos, I don't really know much about. I think he's kind of a weird dude. But Elon Musk has a lot of power. Like presence, powerful presence. Like, at least to me, I think he does. He kind of walks into a room. He's big. He's huge. He's like 6'5" and wide this way. Yeah, he's a big guy.
I didn't know that.
I thought he was.
There we go. There we go.
Some more 2 or 3.
But either way, girls are just like 6 feet, 6 kegers. Yeah. He might have 6 inches as well at this rate. Who knows? He can pay for it.
The 2 out of the 3. Let's go.
Okay, according to Google, he's 6'1.5". I'm gonna round that to 2 because Google's dumb. We'll just round that to 2. Okay, so I'm off by like 3 inches, but still, he's a big dude.
Yeah,
2 is big to me. I'm little. Leave me alone.
The one thing that I like hate about like the people who like super simp or like super fans of celebrities and are like, you're my wife, you're my girlfriend, you're my husband, all that stuff. It's like, do you really know them? Do you really think that you want to date them? Like, do you really know their personalities? And maybe like, I know guys and girls are very different the way they look. We'll just say girls for now, since I can relate to that. If you want to date a guy for their wallet, is it worth it? No. They may treat you like crap.
Not usually.
You might have to share them. Who knows? Those athletes that are out there, I've heard stories. Girlfriend in every city.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I mean, look at the card. I mean, not that they're the greatest example, but they're kind of the best example about this. The Kardashians, all the money they have, all the money and power of quote unquote the men they date, Kanye, the basketball players, every single one of them has been with the basketball player at some point, except for Kourtney. So kudos to her. Where are we? Where are we? Khloe Kardashian with Tristan Thompson. Where are we, ma'am? Exactly. Stop it. Let him go. It's okay. Good.
Since this kind of deals with the conversation, Ian so forth for 50 British pounds. You see it all the time in the so-called red-pilled community. Guys with a face like a sack of turnips calling beautiful women mid or unacceptable in some way. Thank you so much, Ian.
No, you're totally right, Ian. And this
He's
is
right.
exactly what I'm talking about.
Right.
And I guess it's like a way, like you were saying, X-Ray, to kind of make them feel better about their insecurities. I also think it's them trying to stroke their egos and have it be like a power move, because if they can attack someone else, they may seem like they are more, confident or conceited or whatever you would call it. But
And think of it as like a type of baggage. Like if they've been slighted by beautiful women their whole lives, it's kind of like they're like, I'm getting back at them. Like this girl did nothing to you. Literally. Margot Robbie makes movies.
Yeah.
Why are you going after her? You don't know her.
Leave her alone.
But yeah, if you should have said something to the woman if you were that upset. But like just because a woman says no to you doesn't necessarily mean that they did something mean to you either.
No.
Unless they actually did something mean to you, then that's a different story. But we don't know the context of all this.
That's true.
But yeah, thank you, Ian.
Tara with the hot take. Tara, are you okay? So women like to be mistreated. They consider it manly for a man to put them in their place. Yes and no. No and yes. No, we don't like to be mistreated, rude. But yes, sometimes we need to be put in our place. That's just facts.
I think everyone needs to be put in their place sometimes, not just men and women, or not just women, men as well. Sometimes when you're trying to like teach people things, I can be an expert on something while Mark is an expert on something else. And if I need to tell him like, don't do this because you're going to ruin, I don't know, your shirt, trying to, or like earlier, I was like, you need to just grab those couple pieces of clothes. You're going to slip on them when you get out of bed. And he's like, okay, fair. So it's just like little things like that. It's not putting him in this place, but it's just like, I wouldn't necessarily use that language. It's just, trying to make things better or easier or safer. I don't know. Unless you're thinking something else, Tugs.
I'm thinking of something else. I'm thinking of like when we lose it a little bit and we go, we've all done it. Don't even argue with me. Are there any ladies in the chat? I don't know, but don't argue with me. We've all done it where we lose our mind over something and our man just is like, will you get a grip? Sit down. You need to relax. Like calm down. Like that's what I'm talking about, being put in our place. Or when we're being petty because we're mad and we say mean things, or we're being whatever, just a little bit neurotic. That's what I'm talking about. I don't know if that's what Tara is talking about, but that's what I'm talking about.
Tara, you might need to clarify because we're talking about two different things. Like, how do you think it was? Max has a look that's just like
Max, what do you
concerned. I don't know. Oh man.
I'm not talking about backhand and your girl here. Like, calm down.
Yeah, so much of this stuff is situational. I feel like a woman who has no value for herself will probably enjoy being mistreated, in terms of like, if a guy is like, hey, you're looking real fat today. Like you need to start, working on that or something. She's like, oh, well, I want to look good for you, or so, because she has no intrinsic value of her own and she's insecure. And so she probably looks for her security through that guy. So maybe that's what some of the mistreatment stems from, is just insecurity from there. So that's not someone, a female I'd want to look for. In terms of putting a woman in her place, I've never had to say like, hey, sit down and just shut the fuck up. Okay. Like it comes from a place of, yeah, I mean, like that would be way past the line. But I think that there are moments where I've had to say something like, hey, it's going to be okay. Like, I know that this sucks right now. And like, I'm here for you. And we are going to get through this together. But right now we do need to like focus on this thing. So it's not necessarily like putting someone in their place. It's almost just kind of being that anchor for them to go like, hey, you're over here, but like, we need to be right here, type of thing. And I think that both, men and women can be able to do that. But I guess, so I think I agree with you, Tugs, in that like sometimes maybe your guy can like bring you back down to earth if you're up here, and he's like, hey, you're good. Let's just get back here, but I don't know. I hate the term putting you in your place because it seems so
Exactly.
I know it's
demeaning,
a bad
right?
rap, but I don't know. I don't think that's what I think he meant, that kind of a thing, because, and maybe I'm terrible at words. I'm not saying it right, but it's more like when you're
But I
acting
know
a
what you
certain
mean.
way
Yeah.
and you're just being kind of like, you're acting like a bitch right now. What is wrong with you? That kind of thing. You know what I mean? That kind of put in your place. Like, I mean, my girlfriends and I do it to each other sometimes. Like, why are you acting like that? What is wrong with you? And you're just kind of like, oh, you know, I'm being petty or whatever. I don't know. But
I think talking to your girlfriends is very different than talking to your partner, at least, you know, for me. Like when I am being a bit unreasonable, Mark will actually just say, "Hey, you're being unreasonable. Maybe let's talk about what's going on, or let's clarify some things, or what do you need to talk about something specifically?" Because like say we're in public and getting into an argument, we'll just be like, let's put a pin in it because that's something that we don't want to do right now, or something like that, just to kind of be put in place, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, the phrasing is a little weird, but I don't automatically go there with it. I know a lot of people go there with it, but that's not where I go with it. I'm like,
I like that.
Sometimes
this one that is a better word.
Yeah.
De-escalate it.
Maybe if it's a guy friend, like to a friend who is a girl, maybe then like a guy might be able to put her in her place because it's more of like a brotherly thing. I don't know.
Oh, my brothers have definitely done that.
Like, hey, just calm your tits, okay? Or just like chill the fuck out.
Chill
out. I don't know. Yeah, like chill.
My younger brother, he's being like, "It's too late. You're coming home." Okay.
Yeah. So sometimes your guy friends are like your brother friends, like may have to do that. I don't know. I don't think I've ever needed to be in that situation though. So I don't know. Maybe it's just because I haven't experienced it. But
yeah.
Dang.
Duke's thing is when I am acting unreasonable, which I have been, or been like my insecurity is like super high. Like he's super empathetic and he's great, but he'll just be like, "Are you done?" Acting like a dum-dum, I know, but
oh my god.
Fine.
This is how you break up. Say
cool.
Listen, Linda. Listen, Linda.
Oh my god. Don't make me turn this car around. This does work, by the way.
Yes, it does.
Every time.
Mid-argument, every time.
Guys are so easy when it comes like the equivalent of the equivalent of "Are you done?" is just this, or just turn around, just be like, "Did you have anything else?" And the guy's just like,
all right, I'm putting all that anger into my.
Then he's like, "Okay, come here, you," and then it's on.
There's a whole bunch of TikToks of girls just being like, and then like put the camera up and like start a fight with their boyfriend over something stupid to get him all riled up, and then they'll just be whoop, and he'll stop mid sentence and be like, "What were we already talking about?" The funniest thing. Men are.
Oh my! Men are a lot easier. Women, you actually have to de-escalate the situation more carefully, like a bomb. Diffuse like a bomb. Make sure you get the right wire.
Like sweating, and you're like trying to cut the right, wire. You're like, "Oh god."
Oh my god. Oh my god, mountain mutt. Well, I guess you had a great night, so.
Hey.
Oh my goodness. All right, so we have a couple more. So I actually don't know much about the Jonah Hill situation.
Oh yeah, the drama. This will be
Brittany?
good. This is a really good man's perspective one.
The tweet from Brittany. Should I do that one or Celia?
No, that just had the original tweet on it. So backstory, we all know Jonah Hill. We love him, we hate him, depends on your opinions. But apparently an ex-girlfriend of his came out recently over the weekend and posted screenshots of text messages and whatnot from him to her. And we can read them. But he's gotten like a lot of flack because she called him abusive and manipulative and this and that and the other. And there's some things I'm kind of like, that might be a little excessive. But for the most part, it just sounds like he's setting boundaries and she wouldn't listen. And so they broke up. And then I have an update about this girl when we're done talking about it because it adds to the drama.
Okay, so this is from Sarah Brody, Jonah's ex. She's a surfer and shouldn't post pictures of herself in bathing suit. WTF, what a tiny little man. Okay, so I guess this is from him.
Yeah, so this is a screenshot of her Instagram story where she screenshot it. Now, the screenshot is from December 2nd of 2021. They ended their relationship in January of 2022, and she is now posting these in July of 2023. Nobody knows why. But he has moved on, and he's got a baby. They just had a baby. Him and his girl.
She jealous. She jealous.
The new girlfriend. So there's may or may not be a connection there, but we'll go from here.
Plain and simple. If you need surfing with men, boundaryless, inappropriate friendships with men, to model, to post pictures of yourself in bathing suit, to post sexual pictures, friendships with women who are in unstable places and from wild past, recent past beyond getting a lunch or coffee or something respectful. I am not the right partner for you. If these things bring you a place of happiness, I support it and there will be no hard feelings. These are my boundaries for a romantic partnership. My boundaries with you based on these actions with you based on the way these actions have hurt our trust. Okay.
That last part tells me something happened.
Okay, so I have some things to say about this. Like, I feel like, one, this should be an in-person conversation. I'm sorry. Don't text this. You're in a relationship. Don't text this. Don't do that. Talk in person. This could be taken out of context. I don't want that. Two, I'm okay with it.
Right? Thank you. I'm like, these are boundaries. Now, if you keep scrolling, there's a bunch of other texts. They're cropped and stuff, but she did remove photos that he asked her to remove. One of them was that one. And there's a couple of surfing ones that are kind of like, really? But like this top one, it's kind of small, but this top one, she's facing her butt to the camera. And so he was like, do you have, I guess, according to her, and who knows, but could you have one, like your butt is all out facing the camera. It's a professional shot, but don't you have a front version? Can you at least change it? Blah, 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 and all this stuff. So the survey pictures are kind of weird to me just because like that's her job. That's what she gets paid to do is surf. So that's kind of weird, but I can see like the posing in bikinis. Absolutely. That first list, definitely. This is a little weird to me, but I mean, either way, if you don't like what he's looking for, break up with him. Like, what?
Yeah.
Why are you so mad?
This is a warning to all girls. If your partner is talking to you like this, make an exit plan. Love y'all. Call me if you need an ear. Okay. Respect however you want to live your life. You only get one. Sort of done with explaining myself. I guess he was showing the examples. She said 3 removed, not the video yet. It is my best surfing video. Would you feel better if the cover frame was different? Any more specific ones that bother you? And he says yes, one that isn't of your butt in a thong. She says not a thong, but K.
Okay.
He says, as far as other pictures, you in a bathing suit, surfing or not, I'm done. There's tons. I'm just going back the past month. Oh, dang. There's more. Yep. Like kind of unbelievable. The man who would send crap like this would be upset I didn't read his mind and take down pics of that once I was in a relationship with him.
Yeah, so what she's talking about there, for those of you who can't quite read it, is he's responding to her photo of her surfing and like I think she's in a bikini in that photo. And you know, her bum's towards the camera with the heart emoji, that I heart emoji or whatever. And people are mad like, oh, the double standard. And I'm like, well, to be fair, he was single and she was single. So yeah, he's gonna slide in the DMs and be like, oh, fire, you know, you're so pretty, or cool shot, blah, blah, blah. Now that they're dating, it's a different story. Do I still think it's weird? She's a surfer. That's literally her job. But that part I don't understand. So I'm wondering if we're missing something somewhere. But the rest of it, no, totally. Yeah, absolutely reasonable.
I think, yeah, I agree with you on the surfing pictures. Like,
weird. I just don't understand.
I think that if it's your profession, and this is the other thing, he knew what he was getting himself into.
Well, Duck Dangerously says by the time they were dating, it was a part-time job.
Oh.
Okay. All right. So not her sole bread and butter.
Though.
Okay.
is he taking care of her so that she works less, or what is she doing? I don't know.
I don't know. We don't get that part of the context.
Let's see. He says some more texts. You're right. We can't do surf social things or develop trust until you consider me and make decisions that give regard to our relationship. I've been vulnerable as possible, and I'm telling you that I'm needing you to step up to the plate, which you can, I'm sure of it. But these losers don't get your time if you want me. Straight up, it's consideration. I respect your love of surfing, but I respect myself as well. And your love of surfing and being in those situations and lack of awareness are not mutually exclusive. This isn't me. I have my own issues that I own. If you want marriage and family, you can't use the 25 card. What's the 25 card? I was 25 years old.
I guess.
Step up and cut the crap. These people don't get your time or your kindness at the sacrifice of minds. And by these people, he meant any friends of mine that he hadn't personally approved of.
What is the 25 card?
Okay. I will say I don't always like when people crop texts like this. I think ever since the MLD stuff that I like seeing videos of the screenshots. Instead of screenshots, you do video recordings of all the texts because you can't alter those as easily. For one, they do sell swimsuits that cover up the body, but it's also gonna promote her. Like, look, I have a hot body and I surf, and that's gonna up her popularity. I get it.
Yeah.
How they say like women's market share. I hate using that word. Will help promote her is essentially what I'm saying.
Right, exactly. John says the request of taking down personal bikinis is super common. Yeah, the only thing I don't understand is the surfing pictures. That one I'm not quite understanding. I feel like there's more to that story than we're not getting. But him talking about her friends in that last one sounds like she parties with a bunch of single girls and degenerate guys that may or may not get high. Listen, we have all met surfers. No offense, John, but we've all met like the traditional surfer. They got the long hair and like, yeah, bro, let's party and get into trouble and blah 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 blah. Now she's in a more professional world, so I don't know if it's still that way. Surfers are great. They are for a good time for sure. And he obviously doesn't like that. So again, the only unreasonable thing as a girl that I'm seeing is the surfing pictures, and that's because I don't understand why. I'm missing something, but
I feel like we are missing something because we're missing context. Because I forgot to say this, but Bibi read my mind and says she left out her text responses. These are curated to make her look good,
right? Exactly.
Or better.
Exactly.
And we don't know the context of his replies and what he's had to say. So who knows? And why is she coming out with this now versus later? It's like,
they've been broken up for over a year. It's weird. It's weird to come out with it now. Like, is she jealous of the new girl? Is she mad that they're happy and that part, why? I didn't know this when the story first came out. Brittany Martinez did like kind of an update tweet and it was like, oh, by the way, I just found out that they've been broken up for over a year. And you're like, what?
How? Why is she still upset? Why does she need to do this? But I think he's okay in wanting that.
Yeah, absolutely. Go ahead, Max.
Yeah, I feel that she is a very narcissistic individual if she's just posting these now. She wants attention. She is she's doing this for attention. She's doing this for clout. Relationships should be handled offline. They need to be handled in person. They don't need to be brought onto this forum. Any woman who's like posting these screenshots of Jonah's like conversations, no matter what they are, she's just looking for her like female girlfriend, all her girlfriends to applaud her, and for all her male fans to simp for her and go, I'm so sorry you had to go through this. No girl should have to do this. She's basically just looking for attention, looking for clout. I think that she's extremely narcissistic for doing this, and it's her behavior is like, it's so immature. Now, on the other hand, though, with Jonah, the surfing pictures is something that's super odd, especially if that is her job. However, if that was something that they established before the relationship even started, he has every right to kind of remind her, this is what we talked about. These were our, this was our negotiation if we, you know, did this. You know, so I don't feel like that is crazy out of line unless he is actually saying, it would be like, I don't know, if a girl that I was seeing was doing, or if the girl that I was seeing told me that I had to stop doing YouTube because she didn't want other girls to be on a YouTube live stream with me. And it's like, I can't do that. That's my job. Right. So, you know, I can be maybe more reserved on my live streams, or I can maybe take away, like I can do poor choices once every few months or something, you know, or like try and pull back a little bit. But ultimately, like, yeah. So how he proposed it, though, I think is totally fair, which was, if you can't agree to these terms and you don't want to do this with me, that's totally fine. And we can go our separate ways and there's no hard feelings, you know, and like, that's a good way to kind of say something like that, instead of, you better do this or else. So I think both of them are in the wrong, but she's obviously extremely immature and looking for attention. Like, that's all she's doing with this.
Yeah,
absolutely.
And also, like, I mean, I don't know what sexual pictures she had, or like sexy pictures, we'll call it, the thirst traps she had. But if you wanted to date someone that doesn't have thirst traps, maybe don't slide into DMs of someone who has thirst traps.
Well, there's that. Yeah.
There's that, you know.
That is a valid point.
Like, you know, people want a freak in the sheets and lady on the streets type of person. Like, that's basically saying it. You don't want to date someone who's showing everything. That's just something else that, you know, you have to think about when you're looking for women. But I mean, who knows? I don't know who he's with right now. I don't know if she's a different type of person, if she's in the business. But if you date someone that's in the influential market, which it sounds like she is, because she got 30K new followers on Instagram.
Oh my God, of course she did.
Like
I said, clout. She's just looking for attention.
I'm on her Instagram right now. Honestly, nothing looks very, I'm going to be honest. There's a lot of bikini photos on here, but they're not thirst trappy. They're just.
Let's see, share
it. Yeah.
And to be fair, like, even if I think that Jonah's being unreasonable here with his, like, you know, whatever, like, oh, don't post pictures of you surfing, even though your job is surfing. I know women who have broken up with men because they had a Samsung phone and they didn't like green text bubbles. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like petty shit. Petty stuff.
Maybe that one's kind of thirst trappy, I guess. I just am not.
But like, this is what she wants, though, right? She wants us to be on her page right now, looking at her
like
stuff.
We're doing. Yeah. Hi, Sarah. What's up? Right? As a professional, I mean, this is a gorgeous photo. Actually, kudos to the photographer. John, was that you? Was that you?
Do you know this girl, John? Have you photographed her before?
Scrolly. See, a lot of them are just these, for the most part. I don't know if I mean, I get it, and I get it. I don't get it, but I get it. I get it. I was expecting that one would be a big no-no.
The one from her coochie up is a big no-no, in my opinion.
It's pretty.
That's like the second photo she has like that too. So maybe she does.
Well, I'm not a fan of that angle either, suppose.
But really not a good angle. That's how you get the double chin, ladies.
Oh, okay. Well, Yanin has another opinion. He actually thinks they're pretty sexy photos. So
I honestly was expecting like the girls that we usually see that are like bent over,
with the booty sticking out.
Oh, now that's is that John Bernthal?
It kind of looks like
I'm clicking it. Oh no.
Oh, Michael Russo.
Oh, she took that photo. That's pretty impressive.
That is pretty cool, though. The overlap of the images.
So okay, I bet he probably told her to take these down too, because they're photos of men. Again,
she archived them. She didn't actually take them down.
Right.
There we go.
You know,
booty picture.
You know who I or what I have like done before that I guess I can relate to the text message because one of the things that he was talking about is like stop hanging out with these people who are like low life, pathetic losers, and they're dragging you down, and they're all single, and they're a bad influence on you and stuff. Like I have had to have a conversation before with a girl that I had dated before where I was like, the people that you surround yourself with are just awful, and they hate me clearly, you know what I mean? And like, so what are
Mm-hmm.
we going to do about this? um I don't think they're a good influence on you, especially with like the type of values that we're trying to live our lives in. And so those conversations do need to be had sometimes, and they are real, like, because sometimes you're like, girls and guys will hang out with their like high school friends, and all their high school friends are just living their degenerate high school life instead of
Yeah.
actually like, hey, let's go not do that anymore.
Let's
But it's
grow
tough
up.
to say bye to those friends, and so a lot of people have trouble separating themselves from that life. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
So I see that as like, okay, but kind of tying back to our previous conversation, it's like putting someone in their place in a positive, hopefully manner. Now, there are friends, of course, that sometimes you try to isolate a girl or a guy away from their friends so that they can't have them. But I think if you're doing it to better their life, if they're drinking, doing drugs, all that type of stuff, and you're trying to have them be more positive, healthier, mentally, physically, then I absolutely agree that that is a great thing to do. And if those are the type of people that she was hanging out with and that he wanted to get her away from, I mean, hey, kudos to her. And if that's where, if she did not want to do that, that was his sign. Okay, I gotta go.
Yeah,
Yep.
just break up with him. I don't want to live by these
That
rules. I hang out with my druggy friends. Okay, bye.
that's the thing.
Have
Like,
fun. Have
cool.
fun.
Like later, have like do your thing, have fun. This late
No.
relationship isn't for us. So don't bring it up ever again with screenshotted text messages and all this BS. It's like, dude, you were so pathetic. Not him. Well, I guess both of them are. I don't know. It's tough. Relationships are so nuanced and complicated. It's like what happened behind the scenes. But yeah, there are instances where you'll see a lot of guys get jealous of other women, and they'll be like,
Mm.
or they'll get jealous of their girlfriends hanging out with other people and vice versa. And they'll go like, I don't like you hanging out with this person. Like, you need to stop that. As opposed to coming from it of a place of, like you were saying, X-ray, where it's like, hey, I don't think this is healthy for you or us, like in our relationship. So maybe we need to talk about like where your friends are going in their life and where we need to go in our life, because they're clearly not on the same path. There's a way to approach that type of stuff instead of being like,
In a
you
healthy
can't hang
manner.
out with this. Yeah,
Yeah.
you can't
That's
hang out
also
with
a
this
red
person.
flag if someone just does that. No, 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 no,
No,
no.
no, no.
No,
It's a
we don't
big,
like that either.
big no.
Oh my goodness. So Brian says my best friend stopped hanging out with me because his wife didn't find me her type. Tall, big, hairy guy. WF, she has to find me attractive.
What?
That is very odd. That's very odd.
I love how Duck Dangerously and B Bean have all the tea. They're saying that she deleted a bunch of pictures, and that the pictures that she deleted were
More
very
provocative.
spicy. Yeah, but she deleted
Interesting.
them and to make herself look better, apparently.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
The drama
B-Bean,
continues.
I love how in the know you are. I mean, Duck Dangerously, I'm starting to get to know you. If I see you in the whatever podcast chats with Duck Dangerously, I'll know you're all in for the tea.
That's true. She is, and yeah, she's like early 20s too.
And I mean,
Oof,
that's fair.
yeah.
Like, he wants to, if he, like, clearly he wanted a kid, if he's having a kid with another woman, and he wanted to move life forward. So if she has those friends that are holding her back from having a family and a very positive family environment, oh,
Yeah, exactly.
wow, some of the earlier photos would have made Amaranth
I wish
blush.
somebody had screenshots because now I want to see it. See, there's always two sides to a story, friends. Always.
Yeah, yeah. And I would have felt more on her side if she had posted this right after the break.
Yeah, finding out. Well, and the crazy part is too is I didn't even, so that happened about 3 or 4 days ago, and then just yesterday, maybe the day before, I happened to see Brittany's, because I was looking for the original tweet. I happened to see her be like, "Oh, by the way, just found out that that girl, that Jonah's ex-girlfriend, that just had a baby. The ex who just posted the stories dated him years ago. Why shame now? And I was like, what? The way she posted all this, it sounded like it just happened. I don't understand.
Yeah.
So going through the comments, it sounds like they broke up over a year ago. So like January of 22 is what I saw somebody say. So
yeah. Interesting how people operate.
yeah. Wild. And like we wouldn't be able to find that out, Okay, Jonah Hill, new baby girlfriend. And all the articles will say, Jonah and blah, 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 blah started dating in this date. Okay, so that means that you guys were dating probably around this date. Like, what? Like we weren't going to find out? Come on, lady. It doesn't make any sense.
And how wild is it that literally I could have been with a girl a year ago, and maybe it ended amicably, maybe it ended poorly, however it ended. How wild is it that it can be brought up a year later and be posed as, all right, everyone, go onto the internet now and judge our relationship. You know what I mean? Like, everyone just go on, and now you guys are the experts, and put Jonah to the test now. And it's like, it's just so wild to have something so personal like that, like a relationship with someone, just put on a Twitter, like to just be like, yeah, I'm bored, or like, yeah, I want to get back at him. It's like, oh my God, like, yeah, it's just, it's scary. But yeah.
This is a good question here. B-Bean says, is Jonah smart by saying nothing so far? Absolutely. Don't give into the noise, because if he makes a reply, it's just validating her more. Doesn't matter what he can say. Yeah. He's just gonna go and live his happy life. Like, don't bother, because like that happens all the time on the internet, and I've seen enough drama happen in this sphere. I've seen enough. Guess what? When you reply, it just blows up, and they make another video, and they make another video, and they make another video on it. So don't make content for that.
If Jonah doesn't respond, it's just proof that like he's not okay. I don't want to say he's better than her, but like in this context, he's just like, he's not even acknowledging her, because he's like, this is petty, pathetic BS. I'm not wasting my time on this, because I have a kid with a beautiful woman that I really love. So why would I waste my time on this hoe from a year ago that like wants, Instagram clicks? Like, no. So I think he's being the better man here, or taking the higher ground and just being like, I'm not wasting my time because this is ultimately worthless.
Yep. I agree.
Absolutely.
Hopefully he doesn't put his foot in his mouth. If
he
does come out with a statement.
Yeah, he has better things to look forward to right now. Yeah. This is the least of his worries, for sure.
Yeah.
So we have a couple soups here. Oh,
I don't know what that is, Bean.
What's Adam 22? We can we'll talk about it.
Oh,
it's a Pearl thing.
I know what that is.
Nick Glock for $2 says, hello, lovely ladies and MVP. Hello, Nick.
Hey.
The disdain. Nico!
Andrew Matthews for 5 British pounds. X-Ray was threatening Mark in chat with stopping stream and doing sexy time. Mark was not scared. Why do you have to call me out like that, Andrew? Thank you, Andrew. Brian McCann has become a YouTube member. I believe this is a Lush member. A Lush member.
Yeah. We have a member message, don't we? Or no?
Yes, we do. Andrew Matthews for 6 months, or 11 months, sorry. Free boobs is a message we can all get behind. Or in front of.
Or in front of. Yeah.
Or in between.
Ooh. All true.
And that's it for me tonight. Thank you guys for having me.
Go tit! Go tit!
That was like
go tit!
Oh my God.
That was a mic drop moment. Boom.
Do we want to go with the Adam 22, or there was also another one that I kind of saw, like Pearl and Lauren Chen. There's lots of good stuff, of course.
Are Pearl and Lauren fighting again? Lauren cracks me
I
up.
mean,
Well,
I think
what
Lauren is not fighting with her specifically. She actually supports a lot of stuff that Pearl's saying, but Pearl's just, being
Pearl.
inflammatory.
Why is she yelling?
I don't know. She seems to be yelling a lot in her tweets. A lot. No, I'm not trying to drive men and women apart. I'm trying to show we are not the same and will never offer equal value to society. Oof.
Pearl be like,
them fighting words. Them fighting words. I'm just imagining her yelling that. Oh my god, Max's face.
Honestly, I'm just glad we're not talking about Adam 22.
Okay, so maybe we'll say that for next week then.
Okay, that gives you time to tell me what is going on.
Exactly. Okay, and I mean, just that this first tweet, I don't think we. Okay, if we're gonna dissect this tweet for what it is, they don't offer equal value because they offer different value.
Yeah. Which is probably what she's trying to say or is insinuating, but she's a giant troll, so she left it out.
Giant troll. Like, look at the interaction on the tweet. I think I don't know about this first part. I'm not trying to drive men and women apart. Are you sure? This is the internet. People read things, make up their own things. It's like when you have a fight with texting. Don't do that. This doesn't give context. People are going to misunderstand this entirely.
Mm-hmm.
Just like the 25 and 35-year-old thing. People misunderstand that, Everyone has been misunderstanding what she's meant. So Lauren, who is a traditional conservative woman, a lot of values like that, she says, you seem to be operating under the feminist notion that women are only useful if they act like men. Mom and wives are tremendously valuable, and these are roles that only women can fulfill. Now, you can say that society is increasingly turning women against these roles, which would be absolutely true. Thoughts on this?
I mean, she's not wrong. I don't really know how that's a rebuttal to Pearl's tweet, but okay.
Yeah, it seems to be, and this is the first time I've seen this, so this is just my first impressions, but like from just this context and knowing how Pearl talks, it seems like what Pearl is trying to say in this tweet is that civilizations have been built by men. Some of the hardest jobs, some of the hardest, most difficult wars have been won by men. And that's kind of what her big thing is that like the biggest contributions to society in terms of culture, in terms of building, in terms of creating and rights. Like, I know that she'll even say that men gave women their rights, and things of that nature. And so men have contributed more to society. However, Lauren is, I think, coming back with the women still have value, though it may be different. It is still equal to the equivalency of what men have contributed to society. So though men have built societies, women have nurtured families, and that is almost just as important as building societies and creating cultures and stuff like that.
I can see that, because you want to build, like, say they have sons. This is an example. You want to grow your son up to be a good man so that they can contribute to society. Because guess what? If they don't, what is the alternative? They can be like California, 5-finger discount. I don't know. Things like that detract from society. But I think that, like, Pearl does this on purpose so that she can get interaction. I think Lauren's coming at this with a more contextual response that is logical.
Yeah. Well, I think it's funny. Lauren's response is, you seem to be operating under the feminist notion that women are only useful if they act like men. Yes. That's exactly what she's doing. That's the whole point. You guys agree here. I'm not understanding why.
Well, I don't think that Lauren is actually like fighting words. She's actually agreeing to an extent. But like I said, it's the internet. People are going to read the way they want to read it, because Pearl definitely had a reply to that.
Did she?
Where is it? Here.
Is it on her quote?
What?
Oh my god, again. All caps
caps.
again.
All caps.
Oh, I am not talking about value out of that society.
Why does it have to be caps?
Women do not add value to running society like men do.
I feel like that's how she sounds, actually.
I've heard her yell on her podcast talking to some of these girls.
And she's like, sure, she arms. She does these weird arms.
And she does the pointing thing.
Men are better period. Because this. I feel like, ooh, okay, this is, Men are better parents too because the numbers say they raise better kids.
What?
The natural order is God, husband, wife, child.
That's actually true. We talked about this last night when you brought this up. That is actually true. If you read the Bible, it goes God, then your spouse, then the kids. The kids are like, poof.
I just think, okay, so this is correct, but inflammatory and misguided.
Yes.
Okay?
I would agree.
Because this is correct in the sense that the stats show that when men are present and women, family-wise, you raise better kids. Yeah. I think that's what she means. Who knows for sure?
And I think there's a statistic she might be also talking about, and God, don't ask, I have to go find it because it's been years. There was a statistic that came out a long time ago that showed that out of the two, men make better single parents because men are more likely to get remarried again. You know what I mean? So they're more likely to provide that stable household again, whereas women will just stay single until the kid and mooch off the ex or whatever terminology you want to lose. But women are more likely to stay single after a divorce.
Would love to see these stats.
Like,
I would love looking at
that.
The
would
stats.
Make sense.
Here's a question.
Years ago.
Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
Here's a question for you guys. Do you think that it is okay for a man or woman to date while the kids are still in the house? So say you do have a single mom or dad and they're going out on dates while the kids are still fairly young in the house and they're like, Dad, where have you been all night? And he's like, I was on a date, son. Like, do you guys think that that's okay? Or is that a no-go? What do y'all think?
I think it's okay. It depends on how often, how long.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know that I would bring, at least
them
not
home?
right away.
Wouldn't bring them home.
Yeah. But I think that's okay. And I think that shows a healthy, like, listen, this relationship didn't work out. Now, of course, I'm assuming the people involved in this situation are healthy, mature people. So there's that. This relationship didn't work out for whatever reason. But mommy or daddy still just wants love and wants to continue the family or whatever. I mean, I think that's healthy to see,
again, like I said, I want to see these stats. I don't want to believe blindly. And I know you guys are just trying to spread more awareness for those who are giving stats right now, but I have to see them before I start spreading them because guess what? I'm going to sound dumb if they're not real or they're untrue or whatever it is. So I would like to believe that this is true, but until I see it, I won't know 100% for sure. I can likely believe it though. But who knows? I know more single women than single men in terms of parents that are taking care of kids. And, there's more awareness on that. So it is very interesting, but I don't know why she was doing all caps. I hate the yelling thing.
It's very aggressive.
Such a boomer thing for us older millennials, that cap thing. We're like, why are you yelling?
Stop yelling at me.
It's very like,
I don't think the younger generation gets all bent out of shape about it.
No. But hey, guys, you should still date if you have kids. Just don't do it. Like, don't abandon your kids for your new love. Like, you still have to prioritize your kids, but you can still do things for yourself to make you happy. And maybe that'll actually make a better household having another man or woman around. Hello.
Where you been, girl?
We've seen Pearl pull things out of her butt from studies 20 years ago on a pool of like 20 people. I wouldn't necessarily disbelieve single men do better though. I'm not disbelieving or believing. I'm likelier believing, but until I see the numbers or the studies or whatever it is.
I'd like to see it too. I wonder if I can even find the one I saw. That had to have been 15 years ago now. I don't even know where it was.
just to be informed. I like to be well informed because people I know myself, my memory ain't, tip top shape.
You'll understand it once you get out of 30. 30, you're good. 31, it starts to all go downhill.
It goes kaputsies.
I got one more year left.
You were scaring him.
Poor Max. He's
living his best life. Eggs, Max. Don't forget to freeze.
He's hit the wall.
You hit the wall. Should we get you on Rolotosi's show?
Yeah.
The podcast.
No,
I think
actually,
you're on the whatever podcast. You're the closest, technically, to those people. And I would love to see you.
You know what? We're talking about females. We're joking, we're jesting about this, but as a male, you're aging like a fine wine until actually, I don't know. They never talk about when males go.
The gray in the beard really, salt and pepper in the beard really distinguishes, the age difference. But in terms of location, I feel like I'm closer to the whatever podcast. In terms of actually getting on, you two are much closer in that pool. Like you guys could actually probably get on if you wanted to. But location wise, I'm near them, but not in their same realm. Nor do I even think I deal with those women every single day in California anyway. I wouldn't want to subject myself to that torture.
It's in it's in California, in Santa Barbara.
Yeah. Santa Barbara. Us ladies love a good salt and pepper look. Okay, Richard Gere,
maturity. Oh my God, I would love this. Ricada on whatever.
Oh my God. That would be kicked out for doing something
crazy.
Wait, is he invited? Is he going?
I don't know.
That'd be a live stream for the ages.
Ricada would be running the podcast. Let's just be honest here.
I thought Chase was back. I think it was a new stream. Chase is back. So they must have fixed their drama.
He has an invite. Oh, and he is going.
Oh,
I can't wait for that. I cannot wait for that.
Oh boy.
X-Ray, who's super into Warhammer? Nikki Rackets.
I know. I heard.
The nose.
That man is so busy.
Yeah. Oh my God, for real. I don't know how he's able to do it with the wife, the kids, the live streams.
He's
just
scaled back on a couple things, so he knows his limits.
The dude is, he's a working machine, but I really like him a lot. I think he does great stuff.
I would love for him to be back on D&D. He was so fun. A little crazy, but it's worth it. It's worth it. X-Ray and Tugs are on Rational Male podcast, so they can be on whatever. It would be fun. Honestly, I would probably enjoy it. I think it's very interesting watching that show because Brian, he is I feel like he's money motivated, very money motivated. I like when conversations flow. I hate the TTS thing. Like, let the conversation go. Don't interrupt it for a super chat.
Yeah.
Maybe it's been like an FNT thing where I'm like used to that now, where there's like a section for it. Like these podcasts are 5 hours. You can make time for it. It's fine.
It's also really difficult because they want to get their clips, right? So their questions are geared towards, and we saw this on y'all's podcast where a lot of the questions are very just reactionary, or they're specifically for the clip show. So that's really difficult to deal with because it never comes off. Yeah, it never comes off natural conversation wise.
Yeah, and then he'll stop in the midway to read a super chat or or a donation, and it's like they were on a flow. Like what? What? That's just his way of running his podcast. That's fine. That's great. He's doing really well. Okay, I don't want to take that away. He's doing really well. So. Yeah. Who is this? You should try to get Lauren De Laguna at some point. She has been on whatever and Fresh and Fit with Destiny at one point. Ooh. I'll have to look her up. And Cavill, maybe we can paint Warhammer with Henry Cavill one day.
I'd slide in those DMs.
Oh my God. Elizabeth says, it would be fun, but I also think X-Ray would get stuck next to a really loud woman and then get to say 2 whole words. It would be an impersonation of FMT. No, honestly,
That's
I
what
would.
happened to me on the Rational Mail podcast.
Oh yeah, I felt so bad for Tugs because the girl, like, she wasn't even yelling either. She actually was really like eloquent and everything she was saying, but she was just
Chatty
like,
Cathy. Yeah.
She just commanded the room essentially.
I was like, I'll just sit here and be quiet.
Yep. Oh wow, a new channel maybe.
Oh,
MVP should do.
He has a good voice. If Madison Thames, she just wrote a book called Gone Outlaw. It's really good. It's a Western romance. If she ever needs an audiobook read,
there we go.
Suggest this one.
All right. You know what's so funny is like the comic book YouTube channel is pretty nerdy and dorky, and it's pretty embarrassing. So I don't really tell people about it. But if I did an ASMR channel, you would never hear about it. Like I wouldn't tell a single soul.
Oh, it'd be like a off-camera thing.
I would hide behind a camera or a mask or something. You would never know, because to me that's more embarrassing than this. But hey, I mean, but ASMR gets way more money, gets way more views, way more hits. I mean, like,
drive me crazy.
People like that sort of stuff.
I just do this the whole time.
Ew, I hate that. Stop it. I hate mouth noises like that.
Yeah.
My misophonia
pop up on my TikTok feed every now and then, and I'm just like, not interested. Block.
Yeah.
They do like the microphone thing, where they're like petting their microphone.
No.
And you're like, why?
Yeah, I'm touching you.
Yeah. What are you even saying?
Yeah, I like cooking ASMR. I love like unwrapping the package, the chopping, the sizzle as you're putting the oil in the pan and the meat on. Oh my God.
Or the restocking ones.
Yes.
You know what is actually really satisfying is watching painting tutorials. I get ASMR from some of those, like miniature Warhammer 40K painting.
And you can
tutorials.
hear the brush as it dips in the paint as it's going on the.
Ooh.
Well, that does sound sexy. I'm not gonna lie.
That does sound pretty good. And now
you can do that with your comics though, and just be like, and this is Superman,
we're
blah, blah, blah.
This is the first appearance of Wolverine.
See?
Yeah. There we go. Max's new channel.
There's an audience for it, I'm telling you.
Oh, like I said though, I would. There's no way I would show my face on that. I couldn't do it. I just. This is embarrassing enough. I wouldn't be able to do it.
We'll recognize your voice one day, see a random video, and like, you're
wait a second.
Be like, I know that voice.
Your hands.
Or it's like, and this is my Superman statue that stands at about 4 feet tall. And Tugs is like, I've seen that before. I know it.
I know that man cave.
Yeah.
Bob Ross is the original ASMR, okay?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
We're just gonna put a happy little tree here.
Popping bubble wrap. They don't pack things with bubble wrap anymore.
I hit the wrong button. Oh no, go back. There we go. They do, it's just not the same. It's the little bubbles and it's cheaper material. When you pop them, they don't make the pow noise. They make the
absolutely not. Which kind of sucks. I miss those things for sure. Just the way it is. They got other materials to cushion the package now. Sounds wrong when I say it. Why?
You're pushing what?
Huh? Okay, anyways. Andrew Matthews for £2 says, I want an X-ray country accent audiobook.
I'd buy it.
I don't know about that. I was doing a little bit of a country accent when I was reading the dialogue in the like an RPG game, and I was just like, no, but I like the twang. Sometimes it's fun, but these certain words I wouldn't do like a full-on. I don't know if I could do a full-on audiobook. Wow, why are we talking about packages still?
Are you on Twitch?
He is. Max
Triple
X.
X. Yeah.
That is the perfect.
Wait, you started doing videos on Twitch?
No.
No,
What
but
I'm
that is
aware
my
of.
account name.
I got so
So.
excited. I was like, I need people to raid.
Oh
I
my
mean, I
God.
guess if anything, I'd probably go to Kick now, but like, I would change. Yeah, I'd most likely change it to Max Triple X. And yeah, that'd be
Max
funny.
reading books in his silkies.
Oh my God.
Oh, now
So
you're
it
just
would
painting
literally
the
just be
whole-
like a book and then just legs. Just like
Yeah,
just
yeah,
like
yeah,
camera
yeah.
straight down.
50 Shades of.
Your
Oh
e-thottery.
no.
I love it.
You thottery.
Wow.
Let me ask you guys this. Unless you wanted to respond to Mark's package.
Nope. I don't want to respond. I do it already in real life.
Fair enough. So speaking of accents, what are y'all's favorite accents on a man?
On a man,
Mhm.
I do like a good British, Southern, Australian accent.
Okay.
I don't mind
Oh,
French
yeah.
either.
Yeah, those are my
French.
top three.
Oh. French is
Yeah.
like, I'd say Italian over French any day.
Yeah, I like Italian.
I've met a lot of French guys.
I like the French language though. Like hearing a guy speaking French is a good, but speaking English in a French
Really?
accent is not my thing.
It is very beautiful when
No.
they speak French.
Yeah,
I
it's
absolutely
beautiful.
agree. Maybe that's where it comes from for me, but I
Probably.
don't mind that. But yeah, I'd say like British, Australian country, like American country, Southern accent, and then the French. What about
Okay.
you, Tugs? What's your hierarchy?
Yeah, that's pretty close. There's nothing that Southern twang. Cowboys, they're dangerous. Hi,
Dangerous.
you're like, oh my,
Put on a
hey,
nice
little
pair of
lady.
square-toed boots and
Little
get
lady,
to
you're like,
two-stepping and yeah. Yeah, the twirl. Oh my God.
Oh my God, you just sound so handsome.
you go to a proper I mean, well, not really. Texas is such a mosh pit now, but if you find like a good older Texas town, that drawl they have, I love it. But yeah, British, Australian. I do like Australian accents. Hi, Hugh Jackman. You
know what's funny too about like some of those country accents is like you've got like there's even different dialects within the southern language or
Absolutely.
you know
Oh,
because
yeah.
you've got like more of like a hillbilly that's like real goofy
Oh, that is
and
a little
that's
too
like
much.
"Ugh." But a nice southern draw is like more drawl. It's not as goofy, I guess. I was listening to one of my buddies here in California. He has an Australian accent, and he said no. And I think that their no's are so funny because noir. It's like Noir. Noir.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Is it Fringy on EFOP? They have it. They spell it like NOUGH, like no, like nuff, almost no.
Yep. Yeah.
It's really cute. I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about you,
So
Max? I know you like a country accent. We've talked about this before.
Southern Bells are just I think a lot of guys probably watching the X-Men animated series watched Rogue and she's like, "Hey there, sugar." And you're just like,
God,
"Oh no."
or the Southern Belle. Yeah.
The Southern Belle just like or like Sweet Cheeks and you're just like, "Oh my goodness."
Would you like some sweet tea with those sweet
yeah.
That's the Cajun accent. That Remy LeBeau. Oh, that's the only Cajun accent I've ever found attractive. I don't know who that actor is, but kudos to him because
somehow he makes it work. He makes it work. Because normally it's not as like whoever was the voice actor for Gambit. But so yeah, I'd say probably like just regular, like no accent at all is probably the most attractive to me. The next one would probably be Southern Belle. But surprisingly, after that, I actually think Australian is actually really pretty for women.
Yep.
But
yep.
There's just I don't know. It's because I don't know the English sounds a bit too I don't know. The English sounds very posh. And like I've spoken to Irish women, and it's very pretty, but it's like super Gaelic and it's very harsh. Though I don't know if I would
Hard
like that
to
either.
understand sometimes too.
Hmm. Depending on like where you are, like I was on the west coast of Ireland, and it was like impossible to try and understand
Oh,
what they were saying
yeah.
sometimes.
Especially when
So,
they get drunk, because then
mm,
one of my best friends, she's Irish, and when I would hang out with her, I can understand her because she dumbs down her accent for me.
yeah,
But as soon as
and
she
just
starts getting drunk, like I look at her and it's like between my being drunk and her being drunk, it's like, I got the wish-washy ears now, my brain's not functioning, and she's just speaking a mile a minute. I'm like, she's laughing. Okay, I don't know what's happening, but sure, it's
yeah.
great, absolutely great.
Okay. I found him. Oh, wrong button. I found him. This guy. Sorry, Max.
Oh, are you gonna bring up
This guy,
Remy LeBeau?
my ladies in the chat, or anybody in general who likes a good cowboy, this guy,
Oh
Copperhead,
boy.
3, 4. Just listen to the
Yeehaw! Here we go.
Yeehaw, here we go.
I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't really know on that one either. So we're gonna test this out, but this is gonna be off camera because I know y'all, and it might not be safe.
It's deep.
It's also deep. He has a very deep voice.
Yeah, that's where it's at.
Oh, what is he doing?
I don't know. Maybe I should have vetted this before.
Book talk. Book talk. Book talk.
Book talk.
Why am I naked? I seen this coming. I should.
What the
They want him to start, much like we did with Max. They want him to start reading books. So he's and
there you go.
Book talk. But yeah, he's cowboys with
absolutely
accents.
Dad?
You can't hurt me.
The guy, Copperhead 347. Go. You're welcome.
That's too funny.
He does that, y'all. And then there's like when he first started blowing up, which is how I found him because he popped up on my For You page. The girls would comment and be like, "Can you say howdy, little lady?" And like things like that.
Wait, he had a video called Red Flags. I want to see that. I want to see what his red flags are.
Tugs, he needs to be charging. If women are asking him to say like things that these women are potentially going to use later, like you need to be selling that. I don't know.
You should be.
It's an app or a filter.
Oh, it's showing him what his red flags are.
No. No.
No.
Okay, you know what? That's fair. That's fair. Already heard, but let's go.
Afraid of
He
spiders.
says no.
Oh, was he military too?
Yeah,
oh, girls are like gonna be all over that.
That's the red
flag. Of course, yeah.
I don't know what branch though. I'm sure
it looks like Army.
Army.
We know how you feel about them.
Yeah, I saw those fatigues and I was like, yeah, this guy ain't it. Sorry.
Let's see if I can
I'm
find
kidding.
Is that his girlfriend there? Oh
no, he was stream. But this is actually good though. Hold on.
Ooh, South African. I'll be down for that.
South African.
Duck Dangerously says Melanie's voice. He's a fan of it. It's a bit high pitched sometimes, but that's fine. I think that's fine. No one else wanted to answer this question. What accents do you like? It looks like it's all the same though, to be honest, from what I saw earlier in the chat. What I saw earlier. I think Melanie has an accent too, right?
She has a little bit of a southern,
yeah.
All right, here we go. This on the female side of the southern swing. This is Autumn. She's hilarious. Here we go.
Oh, wait, let me tell you, if you were a library book, I'd check you out. Oh, my word. Woo.
Oh, my God.
What do you call a deer with no eyes?
No eyes.
No idea.
Oh, my
What do you
call
a deer with
That is such a dad joke, and I love it.
That's a little too heavy.
Hear me out.
On
the Titanic
accent,
is a great example of how just the tip can get you in a lot of trouble. Hear me out. The Titanic is a great example of how just the tip Can get you in a lot of trouble.
That's the female equivalent of like that heavy. She's got a pretty heavy one, but she makes me laugh. She's so funny, and she says like Titanic.
Titanic.
She is definitely
like
on the
bar.
heavier side of the country
It's a little
accent.
bit.
Instead
little
of
bit
bear, she
heavy.
says bar. Bar.
Burr.
Or she'll say no instead of no, like I can't do it. Nor instead of no.
No.
Yeah, she's like, her name. She's so funny.
Arnar.
Oh my god.
It's funny because then
like, hear me out. Videos are cute.
hear me out.
Hear me out.
Oh, Yana's just loving this accent.
Interesting. Okay.
John on the head.
John's like, I'm out. No.
She's
Arnar.
a true country girl. That one.
Oh my god. A car wash.
Car wash, yeah.
We're in Irish accents, it's like the car pack. No, wait, that's Boston. What am I talking about?
Yeah, that's more
Boston.
Bostonian. Yeah, it's the country accent is tough because like there's like a sweet spot, and if it's too much, it becomes too goofball. But if it's not enough, it just sounds like a regular accent. Like mine is just Californian, right? There's like I don't really think I have an accent. So I don't know. I like the American accent. It's just super.
Marca.
Oh, Mandy's is like
Mandy Summers.
Is way too much. No, I think it's still really heavy. Mandy's super sweet. I love Mandy, but she's like, "Hey y'all." She's super twangy.
She's so bubbly though, which is why I love it. It fits her so well. It fits her so well.
Mandy's the best. Yeah, she's great.
I love it. So
her comics are fun too. They're very boobalicious.
Yeah.
Oh, white
khakis. Khakis.
Yeah.
The khakis and the cat pack.
Not the khakis, the khakis. Not the khakis, the khakis.
Oh my goodness. So I guess we can like kind of dial this down. We do have a couple more. One more super chat here. Tricky for 5 says MVP changes his name to Max with a triple X and gets all kinds of confused people in his stream.
Who do you think would be my audience at that point?
And
what would I stream? You know, like what would my account be?
Yeah, Silkies at Max,
ASMR
Max, triple X, and Silkies. Max's Silkies.
Max's Silkies. Max's Silkies.
You know how sometimes, you know, with the Siri, when you get notifications, I would love to hear what Siri would say for Max with triple X.
She would say something like
because Mark the Cyborg gets to be called Mark the Cyborg.
That's pretty good.
She can't say
I wonder what
either. She can't say Buc-ee's. When you tell her to drive to a Buc-ee's gas station, she'll say getting route to driving directions to Buc-ee's.
That's awesome. I like that.
I love it. Buc-ee's. Oh wow! Audience would be Josh.
Hell yeah! I mean, he's already my audience, so it's all good.
Harley too.
Painting in silkies. I think he meant silkies or slickies. I don't know.
I mean, either way.
Slick silkies. Yeah.
Oh boy.
Oh my god. Let's hear X-Ray say, "Oh, na boot, na boot."
On a boat.
Out and about in a boat. Okay, that's how I'd say it, but I get why y'all think that. People make fun of me saying "iron" all the time.
I say "iron" too. Iron.
You also say "pillow," I think, or was it "pillow" or was it? No, it was bags. You say bags instead of bags.
What's wrong with that?
Bags instead of a bag.
I say iron. It's not iron. It's iron.
Iron. I get called out all the time. Iron. But I call it iron.
Iron. I also say, what else do I say weird? I say yesterday weird.
Oh, you do? Yesterday.
Yesterday. And I say, instead of saying ice, I say ass.
Oh, you just said a bad word.
Yeah, I was about to say.
like, I need to go get some ass. And everybody's like, what?
Yeah, go home for that, girl.
You need to get me
just
some
go towards your
ass.
right for that.
Or am I talking about?
Yeah, it's too hot right now. I need some ass. It's like, oh, okay. Like,
you want to make it hotter?
Let me ask you guys this before we wind down or whatnot. What was your first word? What was your very first word that you ever said?
I have no idea.
No idea.
Oh, really?
No.
Really?
I'm texting my mother right now. She'll not be awake.
I think I know what my first word was.
Tried to get you to say like mom or dad.
No, weirdly enough, because I remember my mom, now that you say that, it's coming back to me. My mom said that she was mad because my very first word, so my grandparents are Portuguese, and the Portuguese word for grandpa is vô, V-O-O, and vó is grandma. And that was apparently my first word was vô instead of mom or dad.
Aw, you know what though? In Vietnamese, that's boob. So maybe that's what you meant.
Nice.
It might have been.
Yeah.
You're just speaking Vietnamese. It's
intrinsically,
I think that was my first word. I remember my mom telling me that story, so that must have been it.
I love it. I'm like hoping my mom texts me back. What about you, Max?
So mine is funny because it was so close to a bad word that I'm surprised that they had me say it. But basically, whenever I would get in the tub, I had a little rubber ducky, and they would put the duck on my head, and they would go duck, duck, duck. And so my first word was duck. But I was talking to him the other day, and I was like, "You guys realize how close you were to having me say fuck, right?" So,
wait, do you swear in front of your parents?
No. The only time they've seen me is like either like military or here on streams and stuff. So
okay, because I was gonna say I started swearing in front of my parents sometimes, like very few times. But it wouldn't be like out of like anger or anything, but you know.
Yeah.
Duke has a friend who has a little boy. He's 2, 3, something like that, and he can't say fox. So he says
oh.
Oh no. They're little
like,
kids.
Hey, what's that? And he'll be like, fuck.
That's awesome.
That's
so funny.
Oh my gosh. Well, speaking or at least the way the kid said it. Tags, what do you have coming up? Anything you want to promote?
Was that English? What did you just?
I don't know.
Did you just say dads? Dads, what do you have coming up, dads?
Let's tugs.
Oh. I don't have any. Saturday we're doing Hogwarts Legacy. Are we doing No Man's Sky tomorrow? Yes. Okay. So no Skyland, something or other tomorrow, whatever that game's called. I might actually get to play with Kara finally. Yay!
It took 3 weeks.
Saturday is Hogwarts Legacy per the votes on Twitch and Instagram. So we'll be entering the magical realm. And other than that, I got nothing. Oh, I'm on Simcast Sunday.
Nice.
I have to keep saying that out loud because I keep forgetting. Simcast on Sunday.
Very exciting.
Fun.
What about you, Max?
I think the only thing as of right now is Friday. I'll be doing my weekly comic book wrap up with my good friends Kyle and Drew, and then Sunday morning will be my paint stream with you, and then Sunday evening, still debating on whether I'll be doing just a regular Max's Man Cave or whether we're going to do a Sunday night SmackDown with like a whole panel, or if it'll just be like me doing a Max's Man Cave.
Who would be getting smacked? So. I don't understand it.
Everyone's getting smacked. No one is free from
Superman Legacy. Oh, it won't be available. But okay, next time somebody's stream. I want to talk about Superman Legacy.
We can talk about it. I mean, it's tough because even if they're getting all these like castings right. And I know our man Nathan Fillion tugs. It's so great to see him as a Green Lantern, but like this is coming out in what, 2025, 2026? Like
I think so.
That's a long way away. Are people going to be willing? Yeah. Are people going to be willing to see that film? Like, I don't know.
I mean,
feel
save
like
for
after-
a few people who can't wrap their brains around the fact that Superman is a character and can be played by multiple people, if you know what I mean. Yeah, I think
yeah.
I'm excited that he is actually bringing in a real, legit African-American hero to the screen instead of swapping people. So there's that. Kudos, James Gunn.
There you go. Mr. Terrific, yeah?
Yeah, I'm excited.
I think that's who he had cast, yeah.
Yeah.
But
So we just got all nerdy on X-Ray Girl.
I love it. No, it's all good. I'm in nerd school right now. I'm watching Doctor Who. I watched
How do
all
you
the
like
new.
Doctor Who?
The first 2 episodes were excellent.
Did you start with
New Who,
old Who, or New
New
Who?
Who, New
New
Who?
Who. Yes!
Because it was too difficult to find all the classic Who.
oh yeah.
So I might have I might have someone that could help hook me up with it. So we'll see for in the future. But so yeah, if you can sub to Zia, who I am talking about all the new Who with next week on her channel, it'll be on mine, kind of swapping back and forth. And tomorrow, I know I saw Andrew Matthews asking if I am watching Star Trek. Yes, I am, as well as I think D&D is canceled. So you're gonna see tomorrow. I hopefully will not be in this room.
Oh,
I'm gonna be in a new room.
Exciting.
So it might not look as good in terms of like setup with the plushies and all, but it's gonna change. It's gonna change. I'm going to a different room in the house because we're just I don't like being cold. I've been complaining for far too long.
On the way.
Do you like how it's turning out though so far? The new room?
I built the desk. I hurt my foot doing it.
Oh, no.
It's good so far. The standing desk is wonderful. I still have to get the walking treadmill. It's just finding the one I want that's quiet and not too expensive because they're freaking so expensive.
Does Melanie have one?
Yeah.
Did you ask
Yes,
her?
she does. Yes, she does.
Okay.
Yes, she does. But the plush army will still be there. I'm just gonna figure out some different shelves and areas to put it. So, wow, everyone's just saying I'm pregnant. Why do people think that?
Out of that room.
This is in the basement, by the way.
For what? I wonder.
This is also gonna be Mark's closet. He needs a whole room for a closet as well as I. Well, actually, I'm moving my studio, I guess you want to call it that, into my closet. So.
Oh, interesting.
Have you ever thought about doing a room tour? Those are fun. People like those.
Right now, or when I'm
no,
done?
I mean like when you've finished everything and you've got like everything how you want it.
Sure. You can look in my closet and see what I have in there and all my shelves, because that's also where I put all my alcohol. All the bottles. Because I have
because you sneak it and you're like, oh.
I have what is it called? A French. Like one of those like really nice shelves unit. Oh god, I forgot what it's called. Something like very Renaissance-y. It's escaping my mind. This is what happens when you're old. Sorry, Max.
No, it's just stream brain.
Oh,
it's
French
okay.
provincial shelves. Let me see if I can find it. That I repurposed and painted, and they look really good. But,
that's cool, man. So you've been very crafty. That's nice.
Yeah. I have to repaint the porch because I ruined it as well with my paint.
No.
Is it the porch?
The porch. Is it French provincial? Maybe it's not French provincial. I'm looking at the images and it's not it. But oh well. I'm gonna move my room, so I'll be there tomorrow. Anyways,
yay!
Long-winded. Thank you, Max, for hanging out with us for a couple hours. It was really nice seeing you.
Thank
you've been
guys.
busy.
No.
Being a smart person.
No. So I'm so thankful. It's anytime I get to be on these streams and hang out with you guys is so much fun, and it's just it's like no time has ever passed whenever, and it feels like I haven't been on here for months, but then we just leave off right back where we started. So I always love being here, no matter how much Gary gives me shit for it. So
oh my god, I think Gary's just jealous.
Whatever, we're gonna get Gary on here one time. It's gonna happen.
That's what
it is.
He's like,
Gary's jealous. Chat, would you like that? Want Gary to talk about his relationship? I mean, he has thoughts on the red pill community. Okay.
I'm sure he does.
Get Melissa on here. That'd be
I
interesting.
would love that. She's off for a little bit. Maybe when she gets back home.
Yeah.
But cheers, everyone. I hope you guys have a good night. Thank you so much for hanging out, people in chat. Thank you, Tugs, as well. Thank you, Max. And next week, we actually have another guest. We have Leanne Starr coming on.
Oh, I don't even know what's going on. I'm so glad.
No worries. No worries. Much love to you guys, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.